So lasagna is one of those dishes that is super intimidating to make, but I'm gonna show you how simple it is to actually put this together. Hey guys, I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and for today's dish, we're making a homemade lasagna. Our sauce is gonna be super meaty, it's gonna be super cheesy, but the star of the show is our pasta substitute that you'll never know is low carb. And before we get started on our lasagna recipe, I'm gonna go ahead and take my probiotics and prebiotics because I am gonna be breaking my fast with the lasagna. So these do have to be taken on an empty stomach. I've talked to you guys about them before. This is what has really helped me on my gut health journey. So if you guys have been having issues with your gut in terms of like bloating, inflammation, just like kind of heartburn or feeling like your food's not really digesting or anything like that, this is a great place to start. These are a 2-in-1, so there's actually a capsule within a capsule, and this is a one of its kind because of our stomach acids. A lot of times, like the probiotics, don't make it all the way into your colon. So these do because of the capsule inside. It feeds all the little gut bacteria down there. So I don't know if you guys know this, but 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. So it's super crucial for you to not only take a probiotic and prebiotic, but really just focus on clean ingredients, the oils that you're using, making your own bone broth. All of that contributes to your gut health. So these here, it's just 2 a day. Honestly, when I tell you that it has been a world of a difference for me. So if you guys don't have a probiotic and prebiotic that you guys are absolutely obsessed with, these are the ones that I take. I'll leave them linked in the description below. They're usually sold out, but I know that they are available right now. Let's go ahead and take ours together. Cheersies. Okay, probiotics are done. Now let's go ahead and get started on our recipe. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is our pasta substitute. Now I have everything laid out here. I'm actually gonna toss in everything, our eggs, water, almond flour, our seasonings, and I'm gonna show you how these 3 main ingredients are gonna turn into our pasta. So let's go ahead and start cracking our eggs. Everything's just going into our bowl. So we're actually making a full batch, but if you wanted to make a half batch, like a smaller portion, then you would just cut this in half. So we have our eggs, now we have our almond flour, we have our water, and the water is used just so that it's not so thick and dense. Add a little seasoning, our salt and pepper. Let's go ahead and mix. So I just whip this for about a solid minute. This is the texture we're looking for. Now let's go ahead and grab our baking sheet lined with parchment paper and spread it. So we're just trying to spread our mixture so that it's as even as possible. So just make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. I'm gonna set this behind me. Meanwhile, I do our second batch. Okay, so we have both of our sheets made, ovens preheated to 350. We're gonna get these in for about 8 to 10 minutes, but I will show you exactly what it should look like when you're pulling it out of your oven. So we're gonna start off with a little avocado oil. Now, depending on how much fat your meat has, and at that point you'd want to adjust, we're gonna start off by sauteing our onions. I always love to saute onions and garlic because it just lets out this aroma that makes you feel like, I don't know, you're just like super chef life, you know? And we're gonna do our garlic. This is just minced garlic, fresh garlic. This is my favorite smell in the whole world. Okay, then we have some grass-fed, grass-finished beef. We're just gonna toss that right in. Okay, and we're gonna season it with a little salt, pepper. I like a little spice, so I'm gonna do a little chili flakes and then some Italian seasoning because we definitely wanna add in that flavor. We're not making our sauce from scratch, but since we are making our meat and we're adding all the spices, it's like half scratch. Okay, and then we have our Italian seasoning, our chili flakes, because if you guys are more sensitive to spice, just add a little less. If you want a really good kick, then just add a little more. Okay, so we're taking out our pasta. We're just gonna set this aside because we are still in the middle of making our sauce, but I didn't want it to burn or just get like too stiff. So we're gonna let that cool. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and finish up our sauce over here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that I rendered the fat from the meat. We're gonna go ahead and set this aside. Okay, so let's go ahead and toss in our diced mushrooms. You also wanna make sure that you taste your meat. You wanna make sure that it's not, you don't want it over seasoned because of course the sauce does have salt and everything, but you definitely don't want it to be just plain Jane because then you're not gonna add that flavor you want to your sauce. Lastly, we're gonna toss in our marinara sauce. It's gonna be nice and meaty. So now we're gonna go ahead and make our ricotta mixture. Now we're gonna add in, of course, our ricotta, some eggs, finely chopped basil. We're gonna season it with a little salt and pepper. Keep it just really basic. Give everything a good mix. You just want it to be nice and smooth because of course this is gonna be your filling. Now take a look at the consistency. This is pretty much the texture that you're looking for. Okay, and now let's go ahead and move on to our pasta. Okay, so we've let our sheets cool down. What I wanna do is cut the edges off just so that it's more of an even, you know, like an even cut. Okay, and now you can make them as thick. You could even slice this like in 4. Really just depends on what you're using as your sheet. So what I'm gonna start off with, obviously we've done it in half. Now I'm gonna do one more. So we're gonna have 4s. And now we are going to just go one more. This is gonna really just resemble the lasagna strips. See? Perfect. It's perfect. They're like lasagna sheets. Okay, so we've cut our lasagna sheets. We have our pasta. We have our ricotta. You obviously want to make sure that your oven is preheated to 375 degrees. And now we're just ready to layer. So we're gonna start by spraying a little avocado oil on our baking dish. A nice light layer of sauce at the bottom. Next, we're going to layer our lasagna sheets. Then we're gonna top that off with ricotta. Now just a thin layer because remember, we are going to layer all the way to the top. Okay. Then we have a little mozzarella. We have a little parm. And now we're just gonna continue doing it all the way up. So again, just our sauce, our sheets, ricotta, and then I will show you what this looks like once we're done. We're finishing it off with mozzarella. You wanna make sure you always save mozzarella for the top because this is what's gonna give it that golden brown color. All right guys, so this was going into the oven, 375 for 20 minutes. Oh, look at this masterpiece. So I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I've heard that lasagna actually tastes better the next day. Is that true? Is it a myth? Because I've definitely heard spaghetti, but I don't know about lasagna. I'm just kind of going in with the knife so that it is not stuck to the edges, which it is not. This feels like I'm using lasagna sheets, like pasta sheets, okay? So now, let's see what this looks like inside. Here goes, guys. Ooh, can you see the layers? All right, guys, we are going in for the taste test. You already know that I'm a huge fan of lasagna, so I'm excited. Oh my God. Okay, this is crazy. It does not taste like it doesn't have pasta. Okay, this pasta substitute, amazing. Okay, so you know when you eat lasagna, how the pasta just kind of softens up? It's legit like the same texture. Never in a million years would you think that there's like an egg layer in there. Wow. Okay, I'm like legit blown away. I've made it with zucchini, absolutely love it. Let me know if you've tried the zucchini version of the lasagna, but this here comes even closer to the real deal. Like it comes close. Like I think this is the closest version to an actual pasta layer. You guys are gonna love this. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the recipe in the description below for you guys. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to share this recipe along with the channel with friends and family that are living a low carb lifestyle or that you just know would absolutely love a healthier version to a traditional pasta recipe. Guys, thanks so much for being here. I love you and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.